Yeah. This your boy Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, man. I want to give a shout out to my guy, man. Shout out to my guy, Style by DB Orders, man. He sent me the most fire custom Eagle sweatshirt right here, man. Custom, you know what I'm saying? Nice black and silver joint right here, you know, with the boy on the back. But what's really crazy about this hoodie is it's a sweatshirt, but it got the hoodie pockets. You know, the pockets you put your little hand in with the hoodie, man. Fire, man. I'm gonna have this on as soon as it get cold. So one of these cold games I go to, man. This is dope though right here, man. I'm gonna put his Instagram handle in this upcoming video. Make sure y'all check him out, give him a look, man. He do things for all different teams, man. So it ain't just an Eagles thing, man. Show the boy some love, man. He going in right. He going crazy with the customs, man. That's a 101. So if you ever see somebody else if you see somebody with that sweatshirt on, it gotta be me, man. Thank you, man. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. You know, I often come to the top to talk to God. You know what I mean? Me and God just had a real good conversation. I said, God. He said, yes, my child. I said, I don't understand why is it that when I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles and things that pertain to Philadelphia Eagles, why does it trigger other fans? Why does it trigger other people? You know what I'm saying? Pro Football Focus came out with their little list, man. You know, they came out and ranked, and they did it by the entire NFL, offensive line from last to first. Who was first? Yours truly, the Philadelphia Eagles. I posted in the community post on my page, like I do for a lot of important news that's Eagles related. A lot of people jumped in the comment sections, a lot of Cowboys fans hating, because they, for some, you know, I understand why they was hating. Because for a very long time, they bread and butter and everything they could hang their hat on was on the offensive line. Everybody was saying that the Cowboys got the best offensive line in football, so I understand why they hating. You know, they're seeing a shift in the polls to where they're being talked about less and less, and it's more being talked about the actually the good teams in the conference. You know what I'm saying? The good teams within the division. So everybody jumped in the list, little Cowboys fans, this, that. Hey, Pro Football Focus flaw. You can't really listen to Pro Football Focus. I said, well, I firmly believe the Eagles got at least a top 3 offensive line in the game. So let me go see what CBS Sports say. CBS Sports put us at 2. So if Pro Football Focus got us at 1, CBS Sports got us at 2. Everybody flaw? Everybody flaw? That's what you mean to tell me? Listen, man, this is cut and dry. This is plain and simple about the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. What's plain and simple about the offensive line is this. We have the best tackle combination in football. Jason Peters and Lane Johnson. It don't get no crazier than that. And Lane Johnson is a stud, which is why he just was on one of the ESPN programs a day or two ago. Lane Johnson is a stud. Lane Johnson goes up against top-tier talent every season. Shut down Mac. Mac ain't getting no sack in the playoffs. They handled J.J. Watt. And listen, the body of work speaks for itself when it's time to perform. We gave up 40 sacks last year. We had some things we had to figure out. But when it's time to step up and step to the plate, we show our real muscle. When it's a big name guy out there, we show what we got to do to these people. Y'all remember Lane Johnson flipping Von Miller? We show what we supposed to do. When somebody think that they got the testicular fortitude on that other side of the ball, we step up. Listen, man, Jason Peters is a Hall of Famer, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Kelsey is a top 5 center. He's top 5 at his position. Lane Johnson is top 5 at his position. Jason Peters is arguably top 10 at his position because, you know, age slows guys down, but he's top 10 at his position. You know what I'm saying? Our guy coming off injury, he's top at the right guard position. He's drawing a blank right now. He's top 5 at his position. Brandon Brooks. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only weak spot that somebody might say is Isaac Samalo. A lot of people might say that's one of our only weak spots. But see, when you already are as good as we are, and then your first overall pick in the first round is another left tackle, Jason Peters' successor, that's how you know you stacked. When you can afford to waste a first round pick on a successor of a guy who's still playing at a high level, you know you stacked. You know what I mean? And that's just what it all boils down to. So I think a lot of the top three, a lot of them were saying it was either the Eagles, it was either Pittsburgh, and it was Dallas. Eagles got the 1 and 2 spots off those two lists, and Dallas had the second spot, Pro Football Focus, and Pittsburgh had the third spot on that. CBS Sports had Pittsburgh 1, had the Eagles 2, and they had Dallas 3. So everybody's all in agreement with the top 3 offensive lines, for the most part, from what I've seen. Now, you got some really good offensive lines out there, but do we have the best offensive line in football? I'm saying we can be the best offensive line in football, but I think that, we gave up a bunch of sacks. Now, a lot of people don't see the importance of Samalu playing at the left guard position. I see what he can do. Based upon the way that we call plays, he's really good at getting out there and running for screen situations. He's athletic. You see what I'm saying? A lot of our guys are athletic. They can get out there and run block very well. But their bread and butter for the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line is pass blocking. It's pass blocking. Even though we gave up a lot of sacks, but play calling has a lot to do with that, though. We're not ranked right here for no reason. It's not a mistake. You know what I mean? Poor play calling can get you in a position to where a team got you figured out, and then you getting sacked. No matter how good your offensive line is, y'all all got to be in sync. Y'all all got to be in cohesion. So a lot of people are running with this theory right now. So our first-round draft pick, our left tackle, Jason Peters' successor, a lot of people are saying that they want to see him move over to the left guard position. That's not really practical. That's not practical. See, drafting him and still having Big V back there, it just shows that we're deep. Now, we're one of the deepest offensive lines in the league. It's not a lot of offensive lines that are as deep as us, with a first-rounder who's looking good already, and you got Big V who played in the Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying, and you bring back Isaac Samalu, you know what I mean? We're very deep. So with that being said, the depth speaks for itself. A lot of these guys, if somebody goes down, if a lot of these guys, if they left tackle go down, they done. Our Hall of Fame left tackle went down and we still won a Super Bowl. We're deep and we have pieces that can be moved and can play multiple positions. But I will say this, Brandon Brooks, it's imperative that Brandon Brooks comes back healthy. It's very imperative. I'm going to talk about something else real fast as well. I don't believe that it's a two-man race in the NFC East. I believe that they would like us to believe that. I think somebody could come in second besides the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I'm not saying that the Philadelphia Eagles are, well, I am saying it, but I'm not saying it because I'm an Eagles fan. I'm saying that we're clear-cut dry the best team in the division. Everybody can agree with that. And if you can't agree with that, it really boggles my mind to why anybody would say that the Philadelphia Eagles aren't the best team in the NFC East. So if we all can agree that the Philadelphia Eagles are the best team in the NFC East, then you have to say who's going to win the division, who you think is the best team. Now, it really, I'm looking at TV and I see what they got to do. The Dallas Cowboys have the biggest fan base in the world, so these guys have to, some of these guys are Cowboys fans, some of these analysts, Skip Bayless is the only one bold enough to say it. So I'm thinking that some of these guys have to keep these guys verbally in the race to verbally keep these fan bases engaged. You don't need to do that to us. We know what we got on paper. Whether you say it or not, we know what's there. A Super Bowl coach, a franchise quarterback, he just got paid. Deshaun Jackson just came back. We drafted well. We got a great wide receiver core. I think that's top 3 as well, too. You know what I mean? I got a video coming out on that. We're loaded at defensive back. Dudes are coming back off injury left and right. Rodney McLeod is coming back. We just got Jordan Howard. I can go on and on about the additions that already were made to a Super Bowl caliber team. We have experience, playoff experience. A lot of teams don't have that stuff. So for anybody to come out their mouth and say the Philadelphia Eagles are overrated, I got to kind of look at you different. How are the Philadelphia Eagles overrated? We went to the playoffs 2 years in a row and knocked out the #1 defense 2 years in a row. We're looking to go to the playoffs for the 3rd straight year. How is that overrated? I'll tell you what's overrated when a team goes and don't go, goes and don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go, goes. That's what you call inconsistency. We have been the hallmark for consistency in the NFC East for the last, 3 years? We have been consistent, especially since the Super Bowl. We're looking to build and we're looking to keep this window open. So in my opinion, I feel like the media is trying to trick us into thinking that, it's a two-man race. When in all actuality, I think that you can't really sleep on anything the Giants can do. The Giants got a shot at coming in second. The Redskins also got a shot at coming in second. What do the Philadelphia Eagles have that none of those teams have? It's the depth. It's the depth. I'm telling you, it's the depth. If we lose a cornerback, we're going to put another cornerback in there. We lose an offensive lineman. We just drafted one in the 1st round. We're going to put somebody else in there. We lose a running back. We're going to put another running back in there. Look at us at running back. Miles Sanders drafted one. Look at us at wide receiver. We lose Nelson Aguilar. Okay, Arcega-Whiteside. Get in there. Show us what you got. Show us what you got. You know what I'm saying? We could have less wide receivers on the field and just play double tight end. We are stacked. We're stacked to the point to where we can always put the best available talent on the field and we still could produce. We still can produce. You're talking about cornerbacks who were coached up to an elite level last year, man. Dudes were basically Walmart workers, man, coached up and went to the divisional round of the playoffs. Some of them guys never been there in their lives at the cornerback position. But they were there and they got that experience. Almost took out Drew Brees. We're clear cut. The roster is just way too deep. Only thing that got to happen is we got to keep Carson Wentz upright, and I believe that's going to happen this year. Why do you think that they're picking Carson Wentz to be MVP? None of this shit is by mistake. Nobody ain't just pulling names out of a hat. It's like simple mathematics to me. Simple mathematics to me. And for all you guys who are waiting for the day where the Eagles are not really good again and waiting to see what I'm going to do, what my video is going to be about that, you're going to have to be waiting for a very long time. It's not my fault that when I stepped on the YouTube scene, we've been good. It ain't my fault. I started this coming off the season we were 7-9. How did I know it was going to turn around? Now that it turned around, you know what I'm saying? Remember, we went through some dark times last year. Barely made the playoffs. Y'all act like y'all forgot that. Barely made the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys that's harping on, you know, a lot of people said the season was over. I told you it wasn't. A lot of you guys that's harping on, especially you Cowboys fans, because it seemed like everything I post about, you want to compare yourself to it. It don't got nothing to do with you where they ranked your offensive line. I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line. And to you Dallas Cowboys fans who all you talk about is the sweep, stop leaving out the part that we made the playoffs and went to the same round as you. Stop leaving. What good is a sweep if we still knock off the #1 ranked defense and lose to a very hot Saints team? What good is a sweep if that happens? Now listen, Dallas Cowboys want to hang their hat on defense. They want to say they're much improved defense. You want to talk about overrated? The Dallas Cowboys defense is completely overrated. Completely overrated. Completely overrated. I'll explain to you why it's overrated. Look at the fashion that they lost in the playoffs. Look at how they lost in the playoffs. They got ran through like an Amsterdam brothel. They got ran through. It was over because they couldn't stop the run, but that's a good defense. The Los Angeles Rams showed exactly how you beat these guys in a pressure situation. You can't run on the edge with them guys. Because depending on what edge, if you run a DeMarcus Lawrence edge, he gonna have that help. And I believe that's Jalen Smith's side. If you run on that edge, you're gonna have a speedy DeMarcus Lawrence and a Jalen Smith to deal with. So they shut the edges down pretty well. You run on the other edge, Leighton Vander Esch. They shut the edges down. So what did the Rams do? Ran it right up their gut. Had 2 running backs for over 100 yards rushing in a playoff game. Tell me when the last time that happens. Tell me when the last time that happened. I haven't seen an overrated defense like that since the Philadelphia Eagles stumped the Minnesota Vikings. Blew them out. That's what happens to overrated defenses. They get blown out. It's not a nail biter. Now, the Bears defense last year, I don't think the Bears were overrated last year. I'll tell you why I don't think the Bears defense was overrated last year. Because it truly just came to us blocking a kick. If we don't block that kick, the game over. We out in the first round. The Bears played Nick Foles pretty tough. But they weren't the better team or they weren't coached good enough. At the end of the day, listen, man, know the difference between overrated and know the difference between teams that have arrived. We arrived, dog. 2 times in a row at the postseason. Advancing both times. 1 time it gets a Lombardi. And we're looking to make it a 3rd time, man. We're looking to make it a 3rd trip in a row to the postseason. Tell me. See, the media want to trick our minds, man, so much, bro. They're worrying about who's going to win the NFC East 2 times in a row. That's all they care about because that ain't happened in a long time. But tell me, when was the last time an NFC East team made the playoffs 3 times in a row? That's what's at stake for us. You can have the division if you want because the division don't prove anything. So if it is so much of a 2-man race, who's to say that the wild card don't come out the division again? Who's to say that? Let me know, man.